Your prompts aren't bad. Your process is.
Most prompts are fine. It's what happens after that matters.
Most people ask ChatGPT once to get something decent and then call it done. That works for rough drafts, but not for work that you'd show a client. So here are 3 techniques that force better outputs without writing longer prompts. First of all, how to reverse engineer prompts to get the best results. How to make AI critique itself before you see the output, and how to stress test your work from hostile eyes. So, prompt reversal. After you've refined something through multiple rounds, you can ask AI to reverse engineer the conversation into one reusable prompt. After all those little tweaks you made, like the specific aesthetic, the style constraints, the details you added, they all get baked into a prompt that you can reuse forever. For example, I was making a video for an Indonesian museum and I needed consistent image generation across dozens of scenes. The first attempts were all over the place. Different lighting, different textures, different moods. Nothing matched. So I kept on refining it, and it took ages to nail the aesthetic. But once I got the right kind of aesthetic that I wanted, I added in this prompt. Look back at our entire conversation. One prompt that captures the exact aesthetic that we landed on, the lighting, color palette, texture, mood, so I can apply it consistently to other images. ChatGPT gave me a detailed prompt in a code block. I copied it and tested it on a bunch of different other scenes. And after that, there was a consistent aesthetic every time. You capture all of the refinement work once and then use it endlessly. You can use this for brand visuals, client presentations, social templates, anything where you'll create versions you need to stay consistent. Next up, let's find out how to make AI find its own mistakes before you waste time editing them. This technique is called chain of verification. So what this means is you build a critique step into your original prompt so that AI checks its work before showing you anything. When AI gives you its first answer, it's trying to do it as quickly as possible. It's not programmed to immediately self-reflect. So adding verification triggers the editing patterns that AI was trained on: self-review, fact-checking, and peer critique. So the way that you do this is, let's say, for example, you need Instagram captions for a new furniture collection. You use a standard prompt like, write 5 Instagram captions for our mid-century modern furniture launch. And you get 5 captions. Some will be decent, some will be generic. You won't know which is which until you read through all of them and then manually edit them. So instead, try a verification prompt. So same prompt to begin with, and then you add flag which captions sound too corporate or salesy, identify anything that miss our sustainable manufacturing angle, and rewrite the 2 weakest ones and explain your changes. I like to use ChatGPT thinking mode here especially, so it's really going to give you a better result. So after 33 seconds of thinking, now the output shows 5 captions, then a self-critique, and then improved versions. Way better than accepting the first batch and then editing manually. So you can use this for anything client-facing or public, ad copy, email campaigns, social content, website text. Whenever a mistake can cost you credibility, this is when to use it. So the last technique that we're going to look at is one that catches problems before your audience does. So this is called the red team technique. What this means is after AI creates something, you can make it immediately flip roles and then attack that output from a hostile perspective. The reason why this is useful is your actual audience, your clients, your customers, your prospects, they're going to be critical. So it's better to surface the weak spots now while you can fix them before you send something out. For example, let's imagine you're a designer sending a pricing email to existing clients about new package rates. Draft an email explaining our new design package pricing to existing clients. And you get this polished looking email. And it looks good, right? But will it actually work? Will it land? So here's the red team move. Try this prompt. You're a small business owner on a tight budget who just received this email. You're already stressed out about costs and worried about being upsold. So read this and tell me your immediate emotional reaction. Where do you feel defensive or push back? AI will tear it apart from the client's perspective. You'll see exactly which lines feel pushy, where the justification is weak, and when you need to add reassurance before the price reveal. So this is the revised email that we got. It's explaining where I tensed up, like it sounds like a price increase without saying it, classic upsell flags. My immediate emotional reaction is guarded, defensive, and distrustful. What I wish it said instead, blah, blah, blah. And then it gives you some ideas for how to fix it. So then you can just say, okay, rewrite the email with that in mind. And we'll get a fresh email, which is so much better than the original one. So just to show you some contrast, in the original email, it just says, we've updated our design pricing to make things clearer and fairer. What's new? Simple tiers, fixed deliverables, volume discounts, optional add-ons. If you're on the current plan, nothing changes immediately, but we'll switch you to the closest new tier, blah, 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 blah. The new email says, I want to keep costs clear and in your control. On such and such a date, I would plan to move to this new tier at this new price. Your choices, your current setup for 6 months, no upsells, quick facts. And it ends with, thanks for sticking with us. My goal is simple costs, useful work, zero surprises. So this is way more written from the perspective of the person that you're writing to, and is ultimately going to be a lot more effective. Okay, so those 3 techniques were prompt reversal. So that's capturing your refinements as reusable formulas. There's chain of verification. That's making AI self-critique before you see it. And thirdly, red teaming. That's stress testing through hostile eyes. So you use these when the output actually matters. I've actually written a full GPT-5 prompting guide that has some really advanced techniques in it, and I'll link that in the description below. So if this was useful, like, subscribe, do all the things. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.